gang, thanks for dropping by and welcome to yet another one of my acoustic guitar ball end, classical ball end string reviews. Now the ones we're looking at today are actually these strange little strings called the John Pearse Folk Fingerpicking strings, as made by Thomastik-Infeld in Vienna, and they're a bit of a hybrid, really. I don't know if we could call them classical or nylon or not. Bass strings E, A and D are round wound on a nylon core for a big warm sound. Now that's obviously like your basic round wound silver plated on nylon centers, and the treble strings are flat wound nylon on a rope core. It says rope core on here, but if you go on the website now, it's actually a steel, what they call a steel rope core on there. So we've got nylon flat wound nylon on a steel core here, and these are supposed to be the closest you can actually get to steel string sound, a steel string sound on a classical guitar. They're nylon strings. They're actually built for a classical guitar. They're only 84 pound overall tension, so you're quite safe putting them on there. But I also know a lot of people put them on their acoustic guitars as well to get that sort of mellowy nylon sound, but without having to use nylon strings. What do they sound like? That's what you're here for. So let's have a playthrough first, and then I'll give you my likes, my dislikes, my pros and my cons at the end. First off, straight through with a pick, and we're completely unplugged, so you're getting a total natural sound. Just some open chords. Very nicely balanced right across the basses and the trebles, and they are absolutely beautiful for finger picking, as it says on the box. And they ring out beautifully, but yes, I have to say they do have a rather, it's a sort of a mix between a carbon string and a steel string sound wise. Very sort of quite a strange feel at first, especially if you're used to the smoothness of a nylon string, but they ring out beautifully. And I've got to say, I'm getting very used to them. I was a bit strange when I first put them on, because the gauges, obviously if you're used to playing classical, you know that you have much thicker treble strings on here, but the gauges on these are your top E, 16, 24, 25, 30, 35 and 43. Nice to play, very gentle on the fingers. I'm always looking, I suffer a little bit with arthritis. If you know me and been following me, you know I've got arthritis in my fingers, and so I'm always looking for something that's gentle to fret. These are very gentle to fret. My pros and cons on them. Firstly, the I don't know if you can hear that. Let's see if you can hear that. The trebles, because although they're flat wound, do have a little bit of a finger scratch to them, and when you, if you can hear that, you do get a little bit of nail noise when you're plucking them, which is a little bit strange, but apart from that, the sustain goes on forever. And I have to say, this is obviously my Taylor Academy 12EN. It's nylon. It's actually built for carbon strings, and normally stick Diodario hard tension carbon strings on this out of the factory. And I was looking for something that would give me a bit more of a brighter steel string sound, and I think I found them in these John Pearse folk strings. I'm not sure if I'm still getting used to them, to be honest with you. But the more I play them, the more they're growing on me. They've got a lovely, lovely balanced sound to them. And as it says here, these were actually built with a very low tension, 84 point something or other pound overall set tension, which means you can put them on classical guitars, you can put them on your vintage parlour guitars. You won't be damaging them with that. I might be trying them on my little parlour acoustic steel later on and see what sort of sounds I get out of that. But for the minute, I'm pretty... Pros and cons. Okay, first thing I really like about them, let's see if we can get that up into the camera. If you can see there on the end, obviously the balls, unlike your normal ball end strings, ball end classical or ball end nylon strings that you get from all the other manufacturers, you get beautiful, all 6 are the lovely brass ball ends on here. Normally you get like just 3 with the brass, and then the other 3, the nylon strings, normally come with a little plastic end. So I like that. I also like, if you can see that in the camera, the fact that the ends are all wrapped. It's not actually showing very well, I'm sorry about that, but they're wrapped in a lovely silk, little blue silk wrapping, and you can see on the top end there they've got that silk wrapping as well on all your treble strings, which saves your bridge, makes it quite nice. So that's the pros. Obviously the other pros are very easy to fit, simple to fit, just like stringing up an acoustic guitar, steel strung. You don't have to tie any knots across the back end there, straight through the bridge, up on the top, and they're there for that. So that gives them another advantage. And of course you get a nice, with the ball end, as I've mentioned in my other ball end reviews, you get a nice straight attack angle off your bridge there, which should give you more volume and slightly better tone. And I have to say, these strings have really added volume. Really added volume to this one, and which is what I was looking for, basically. I don't know, I'm going to have to really play them for another couple of weeks to get used to the... Got a lot, just they very much a mixture between your nylon or carbon strings, more like a mix between carbon and steel strung guitars, and that's what I really like them. Will I be keeping them on here? Okay, what the downsides I found, my downside on them is you get a lot of, as I said, because of this, although they're flat wound, you do get a little bit of screech off all the 6, so I don't know what they'd be like for recording. Find out when we do this one up. But apart from that, there you go. That's your John Pearse folk fingerpicking PJ116. I'm not sure if you're going to find them in your guitar shop. I'll leave you a link down below where I get them. I get them from Amazon. That's the easiest way to get them. But yeah, if you're looking for something that's going to add a little bit more punch to your classical guitar, you want something that's going to give it a bit more of an acoustic steel string sound and also an acoustic steel string feel. And as I said, they're growing on me. Listen, it was only a quick one. I wanted to give you a bit of a sound test. I hope you've enjoyed it. Coming up in the future, we've got some. I'm going to be doing a review on some classical nylon strings on my steel strung parlour guitar. That's coming up in the future, and I've got obviously a lot more of the ball end classical guitar strings to review in my ball end classical guitar string series. So watch out for that. If you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. That's the button down there. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That's down over there. And if you've enjoyed this, please share it with all your friends. And you might even like the one that's going to be coming up right there in the top corner. So listen, have a great time, have a great week, look after yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next review. Bye for now.